What's up, everybody? It's your main man, Bennett, Commissioner Ben, back here. And again, the benevolent commissioner has returned to the Not Your Mama's Fantasy Football League Volume 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get right into these preseason, post-draft rankings. I'm already spitting. Let's go. All right, we're back at it again. Here we go. 12 teams enter, 1 team leave. Thank you for joining us today for this here video. So, a lot has changed since the previous season. You know, I moved to this house. I guess that happened right towards the end of last year. You know, Ariel got pregnant. Now the baby is due like today. We're going to have a baby today, whenever maybe this video gets posted in a couple days. By the time this comes out, baby's already here, and little baby's gonna be very much like a baby girls are. So let's see. I got a little bit of notes here. We just had our draft on Thursday. Thank you for attending that. I think most people made it on time. A couple people, maybe they did a little auto draft in the earlier rounds. It's not going to matter. Or maybe it will. Who knows? It's too early to tell. This is the 5th season. I want to give a shout out to Evan, to Darin, to Michael, to Tanner, Whitney, Andrew, Samuel, Katy, Alan, Corey, myself, and the reigning champion, Ben, for returning. We're back. We're back here and again. So we start with a clean slate. Everyone's even. And actually, after looking through everyone's teams, I'll be honest. I think everybody's got some real potential here. Every year it's a crapshoot at this stage. You have some marquee names. You're going to have some injuries. Thankfully, we don't have to really deal with the COVID issues of the 2020 season and so on. But why don't we just get right into these rankings? They obviously are in ascending order, from the bottom dwelling basement pieces of 12th place to the lofty, nice, Fred Astaire, Four Seasons, Maui, top tier first place team. Every team's even. I think everyone's tied for first or tied for last at this juncture. This is just my opinion. Based on what? It's based on my expertise. It's based on my naivete, based on name brand value, also my jealousy, if you grabbed a guy I wanted. Pretty much it. So, 12th place team coming in here's rankings is the Chateau St. Bargles Winery. Why? Because that's my team. I'm the commissioner, and I make these lists every week. That's what I do for you. And my humility will not permit me to put myself above thee until it is warranted. My top picks were Jamar Chase, DeAndre Swift, Terry McLaurin, Travis Etienne, and Joseph of Burrow. So I got that little Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase connection. Hopefully that, does something for me. My bench studs include Michael Thomas. You never know. He's hurt me in the past, and we'll see what happens. But I'm not leaning on him by any means. Also grabbed Hunter Renfrow. I think Hunter Renfrow is probably going to outperform a guy like Michael Thomas this year. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, or don't. Also grabbed James Cook. That's the little brother of Dalvin Cook. He plays for the Bills. And I just have a really good feeling about the guy. It's kind of a crowded backfield there. I can't remember the other two guys that are there. I think he's like third on the chart, but I see him doing some stuff. I see him kind of percolating. So my draft strategy went pretty quick. Didn't really pan out the way I thought. That's 3 years in a row where I make a lot of notes, and it doesn't work out for me. So I start in the basement, and we'll see what happens next. We'll move on to the 11th place team. The 11th place team in these here rankings is literally the Packers running back room. That's right. It's Tanner's team. Formerly, whatever his name was last year, he was T-Virus for a moment. Now he is literally the Packers running back room. His top selections include Aaron Jones, Cooper Kupp, Russell, Let's Ride, Wilson, Darren Waller, and Breece Hall. Some very talented teams. I'm already second guessing putting him in the 11th place spot. He has people on his bench like Chase Edmonds, Kadarius Toney, George Pickens. So, I think that this is a pretty good team. You look at Russell Wilson, you look at Cooper Kupp, you look at Darren Waller. These guys will do it for you every week. Aaron Jones, very high performing, still kind of underrated running back in my opinion. On paper, he's got some guys that should kill it this year. But I think I kind of slighted him because Russell's in a new spot, tougher division. Cooper Kupp now has a little more target shares going to people like Allen Robinson, etc. Cam Akers is going to have more of a role to play. Odell's gone, but Van Jefferson's coming back from injury. Blah, blah, blah. Raiders also added Devontae Adams. That might take away from Darren Waller's production. So those are kind of my rationale. Not a bad team, but will need to prove itself in order to rise above its namesake of just being literally the Packers running back room. We move on to the 10th place team. The 10th place team in these here power rankings is Grand Salami time. That's right, it's Katy's team. I believe she auto-drafted with the first pick, maybe even the second pick in this year's draft. But if you look at her team, you probably couldn't tell. Her top picks include Christian McCaffrey. That's he can win it for you. If he stays healthy and performs as he does, he is dynamic as all hell. She also has Josh Jacobs, CeeDee Lamb, Deontay Johnson, T. Higgins, Jalen Hurts, good players. Bench studs include the Gabriel Davis and the Dameon Pierce. I don't know anything about Dameon Pierce. I just keep hearing that if you're a running back playing for Houston, you might. It's going to be a lot of work for that guy. So, Katy's team looks good. Jalen Hurts is a good, smart pickup there. Very underrated. Bench is a little weak. I put bench is a little weak. She has 3 kickers right now. Probably didn't intend to have 3. Probably don't need 3 kickers. This is not a 3-kicker league. But she now has, potential wiggle room there to get rid of the kickers, bring in some waiver wire claims there. So that's the 10th place team, and we're going to move on to the 9th. The 9th place team in these here rankings is O-Side. Veda go. That's right. It's Darin's team. I believe he did auto draft. He had the 12th pick, and that's a tough spot. It's a tough spot to pick from, especially, if you remember, Darin's last season was really his first season in a very, very long time. So it was kind of a learning curve. But let's take a look at his team. He grabbed Devontae Adams and Debo, or the computer auto-drafted. What's wrong with Debo? Nothing. What's wrong with Devontae? Nothing. He got J.K. Dobbins, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Kyler Murray. People on his bench include Melvin Gordon, Joshua Palmer, and some other people I'm not terribly familiar with. So he's got some good guys. What else do I got here? Kyler Murray is proven to be a top 10 fantasy quarterback. He just is. He's a wily little, squirrely little guy. Reminds me of Russell a few years back. And several years ago, Russell was a bona fide fantasy star. He could win you any week. So, if the other pieces on Darin's team show up, he's a tough matchup. Flying by. So we're going to move along now to the 8th place team in these here rankings, and it is, of course, my Master Cook. That's right, Alan's back. Anyone watch Stranger Things? Watch Stranger Things, the new season. They go in the upside down and like the bats are coming and the guy goes up and starts doing like a Metallica guitar solo. That's basically like the visual here. I want you to picture that whenever you picture Alan's team. Master Cook, Master of Puppets, Metallica, Stranger Things, upside down. Here we go. He grabbed Leonard Fournette. All right, Tyreek Hill, Chris Godwin, DJ Moore, Zach Ertz, Matt Stafford. Bench includes one of the prettiest benches, I should say. Elijah Mitchell could be huge. DeAndre Hopkins, after he serves his suspension for doing whatever he was doing, he could be a game changer for this team. Chase Claypool, DJ Chark, solid team. I think just the D-Hop and Elijah Mitchell, especially later on, 6 weeks is a lot, but after you get through that, those two guys could be slotted into his main roster any given week. Great options to have, I think, as the schedule continues to roll along. So we move on to the 7th place team. And the 7th place team in these here rankings is Kickin' It with Younghoe. Pow! And thank you, Samuel, for drafting Younghoe of the Atlanta Falcons. We appreciate you ensuring your namesake. It means a lot to everybody. He grabbed Najee Harris. Oof. I think Najee is primed for a monster season. James Conner as well. Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton did well last year, and who was thrown to him? A guy like Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater. Now he's got future Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion Russell Wilson, and I think that Cortland Sutton could really take off. Allen Robinson's great in a high-powered Rams offense. He's got Tom Brady throwing the ball. Tom Brady consistently just keeps doing his job. Bench stars include Devontae Smith, Tony Pollard, and Mike Gesicki. This is a good team. It's a very good team. Good tight ends. Yeah, what do you want me to say? He is going up this week against the Packers running back room. Two teams enter. Both will leave. Two teams enter. Both will leave, but one win, one that does not. Moving on, we got the 6th place team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that is, of course, Team Diaper Funds, the runner-up from last season. Corey Corey does not like when the rankings say he's not the best. If he's not number one, he takes it personally, and he should. I think he should. He's got Josh Allen, big time. Dalvin Cook, big time. Joe Mixon, big time. Mike Williams, big time. And Juju Smith-Schuster. That's still TBD, but he's in a great place now. He has one of the best quarterbacks in history thrown to him. What else? He's got Michael Gallup on his bench, Ramondre Stevenson, Robbie Anderson, and the late round acquisition of a Julio Jones. That was a sneaky good pickup. I think you never know. It's always good to have a guy like Julio in your life. This week he takes on the Winery, and like always, I hope he loses. But not just that. I hope he loses by a lot. Or a little. Just lose. Against me? Please. So we move on to the 5th place team. This is where I think the next 5 teams are very special. That's just my opinion, at least for now. And so the 5th place team is the Fancy Lads. Yes. Pinky out, win in doubt, and sip the tea. Whitney's team has Patrick Mahomes, Javonte Williams, Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown. His bench includes Jacoby Myers. He picked up that Ken Walker III, who's got a hernia. Whitney's back from blood. He's like a vampire, a fancy 18th century vampire, like a Interview with a Vampire with Brad Pitt. But I do think that Justin Jefferson, I put a note that Justin Jefferson, he is set up, by all accounts, to have a 2021 Cooper Cup-like season. That's high praise. And What else can we say? Javonte Williams is supposed to be a star. I haven't seen it. People are talking about it like he's the Mac Daddy of them all. I thought Melvin Gordon and him kind of split it up, but I don't know. If we believe the hype, he's going to be running away with it. Okay, we'll move on to the fourth place team. And the fourth place team in these here rankings it's Team Robs. My older brother from the same mother. He is here. He has played this game of fantasy football for many a year. Maybe we can relate, but he has won, he has lost. He's got Alvin Kamara, Ezekiel Elliott, Stephon Diggs, and Aaron Rodgers. DK Metcalf as well, Miles Sanders, Christian Kirk. If you had those top guys, and this was like 3-4 years ago, you're going to go undefeated. Zeke, Kamara, Diggs, you're going undefeated. Things have changed. And Kamara's not what he used to be. Neither is Zeke. Diggs is still whamp. And Aaron Rodgers has got something to prove. So maybe that ayahuasca that Aaron Rodgers was doing this offseason, he's getting higher than a giraffe's chin. I think he's gonna win another MVP probably. So we'll move right along to the third place team, and we have the ghost of Bongtown. That's right, the ghost of Bongtown, formerly the Bongtown Herbologists, plural. Now, ghost of Bongtown, singular, meaning the herbologists of Bongtown, they were decimated by the Mongolian horde tribesmen on horseback, came over the off season and annihilated all the women and children and men as well. And they left only but one, this ghost of ghost of Bongtown, with his throwing stars. He's got these throwing stars, I think, and the smoke bomb. I haven't played that game in a while. Who does he have? Jonathan Taylor. Had him last year. First-hand experience, let me tell you, Jonathan Taylor is the real deal Holyfield. I mean, he's also got Nick Chubb, Keenan Allen, Brandon Cooks, David Montgomery, Dallas Goedert on the bench, Robert Woods, and Marvin Jones Jr. If you've been playing fantasy for the past 10 years, you know Robert Woods, you know Marvin Jones. These are staples in the fantasy game. He takes on Whitney's team, the Fancy Lads, this week, and I think that is a pretty high-powered matchup, if I do say. We're going to move on to the second place team. The second place team in these here rankings is the Limp Biscuits. It's Limp Biscuits. That's Michael's team. Michael's team is Limp Biscuits. Drafted Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley, Justin Herbert, Mark Andrews, and Antonio Gibson. Bench includes Brandon Ayuk, Rashad Penny, Tyler Boyd. Very legit team. So I put him at second place. He's fully loaded with the Herbie Hancock there, doing the check down Charlie to Mr. Austin Eckler. Michael's in 3 fantasy leagues, and he's got Austin Eckler in all of them. It's not a high risk, high reward. It's just it's a good move, I think. Eckler is very consistently great, kind of like watered down Christian McCaffrey. I don't know. That's the one little wrinkle is Eckler all that and a bag of chips? Or is he just, time will tell, He also grabbed Alexander Madison, always a smart fantasy play. Only one guy can have him, and it's like clockwork. It's like every year, the gopher sees his shadow, and then you get like 12 more days of fall or something like that. That's basically Alexander Madison just waiting, like the gopher waiting for Dalvin Cook's shadow to, you get it. We're going to move on to the top team. Probably figured it out by now. It's the reigning, defending champion from last season. It's Betta with Chedda. Formerly Under the Steps Boogeyman, no longer under anyone's steps. He's not under anybody. In fact, he is up on high, looking down upon. And he picked Derrick Henry, Mike Evans, Lamar Jackson, Travis Kelce, and George Kittle. Do you like that? Do you like the double whammy tight end. Well, he didn't stop there. Homie's got the Pat Freiermuth and Austin Hooper as well. So he's got 4 tight ends. Got to hand it to him. I have no doubt that Ben will be just as competitive as he was last season. He is here to just win and win again, and then win after that until he has done all the winning. And what else can we say? That's it, folks. Good luck week 1 to everybody except Corey, and happy birthday to my daughter Quincy, who is born today or tomorrow, or when this comes out, maybe it's yesterday. You know, it's in the parentheses of now. Labor Day weekend, baby. Hey, lots of love mwah, mwah, to everybody. Welcome back to another year. Huzzah!